with the confirmation that Real Madrid have signed Luka Jovic from Eintracht Frankfurt. 65 million euros initially is the price, we're led to believe, for the 21-year-old Serbian international. He's had a great year. He's had a couple of really good years on loan with Eintracht. How do you see him fitting into Real Madrid?
I see him fitting in straight away. I don't think this is a case of getting a young player and trying to bring him along. You know, I've not been a huge fan of Benzema, to be honest. And I think this is absolutely an upgrade. You know, I think you're getting... You know, there are very few real centre-forwards in the world now. And there's certainly very few really good ones. And this guy has still got a bit to go to reach his peak. But right now, to me, he looks like he'll score goals for fun at Real Madrid.
Genuinely two-footed, and it seems like he can play with a large number of types of player. He's had support from Ante Rebic, Sebastian Haller, where they've done very well at Eintracht. At Real Madrid, it seems like they're still trying to work out how to reshape following Ronaldo going. So his introduction, what do you think it means for the likes of Vinicius or Lucas Vázquez, who's obviously a little bit older?
Listen, I don't quite think those players are good enough, and I think Zidane thinks that as well. Otherwise, he's not bringing him in. You know, at the end of the day, the one thing about Jovic is he will play with anybody because he can score all kinds of goals. You know, you said already he's left-footed, right-footed. He can score from distance. He scores some great headers. He's chipped keepers, you know, dinked it over them. I mean, he can score goals in so many ways, and so that means that regardless of who's beside him, he can adapt to how they play and what they're all about. So I think this is a huge signing. And I think we're now beginning to see, and I think Zidane for me is beginning to answer questions about can he rebuild a team? Well, right now he's been very busy, and right now, to me, he seems to be signing the right types of players.
Yes, we've got Militao, the centre-half, coming in from Porto. Rodrigo, another attack-minded player. They might wait on him because he's on loan at Santos at the moment. They signed him last year. They also obviously have Ferland Mendy undergoing a medical, we're led to believe, as well, a left-back replacement for Marcelo. How many more pieces? I mean, is Eden Hazard a big part of this summer acquisition?
Again, yes. I'm talking about adding the right type of player, you know, and this Real Madrid, it needed a brush sweeping through it. And as I said, he has to go and sign players that are going to start. And all these players you've mentioned are guys who you would have not, certainly I wouldn't, have a problem putting them on the field right away. And of course, when you get new faces into a team in pre-season, it just lifts the whole place up, and it's almost like the past has gone away. And that's the way it should be. You know, regardless of whether you've had a good season previously or a bad one, that has to be swept away, and you have to go forward. And for me, Real Madrid absolutely are taking steps forward.
When we talk about Ronaldo being missing for this year and just the number of goals, and Messi's spoken to that this week as well, talking about, of course, they were going to miss Ronaldo. Right. You bring in a player who's equally going to compete with Benzema for the starting position, maybe not play alongside him. Do they still have a deficiency then in terms of creating that sheer number of goals to get closer to the likes of Barcelona next year?
I don't think you can ever wish or think or hope that you're going to get a replacement for what Ronaldo did, because it's not going to happen. What you've got to do is try and spread it around a little more. And there's no question, this guy's scoring goals. And when Hazard does step on the field for Madrid, he's either going to make them for this guy or he's going to score his fair share himself. So, I mean, the plan is to turn Real Madrid once again back into a side that people fear, because right now nobody fears playing them away, playing them at home, playing them in the park. You know, they've lost that edge that they had over everybody. But with people like this Jovic guy and likes of Hazard, that will come back, and Ronaldo will not be forgotten ever, but those goals will certainly have drifted into the past.
Okay, well, Luka Jovic is obviously goal hungry and hungry to succeed. He's shown he can do it domestically in Germany, shown he's done it in Europe as well, firing them to the Europa League semi-finals. This man is raring to go and ready to go in Madrid white.